Hey everyone, as you may notice, I have my red dot reinstalled after getting my Holosun 507C back from warranty, and I kind of want to share with you that warranty experience. So first off, the problem that I was having is, as I explained in my week 3 video, the red dot just kept disappearing. Whenever I would pull the trigger or rack the slide, sometimes I would have a red dot and sometimes I wouldn't, so I wasn't sure if I was having a battery issue, a battery contact issue. So to kind of give you a timeline of how things unfolded, what had happened is it was a Thursday evening. I sent an email over to Holosun, and I got an email back that said, hey, sounds kind of weird. Go ahead and submit an RMA. So I went on their website and submitted the warranty claim. And then it was on Friday the next day. I actually gave Holosun a call, and I was like, you know what? I don't want to waste everybody's time if I'm just having a battery issue. So I called over there and talked to them. I said, hey, I'm having this problem. It keeps disappearing. I'm good for long periods, and then suddenly I'll just have this like a couple days where it just keeps disappearing. I could bang the sight around and it won't turn off, and sometimes it will. It would seem totally random. So they said, hey, you know what? We're going to expedite this. We're going to go ahead and we definitely think you should send it in. We don't think you're going to have a battery issue. Either way, though, let us take a look at it. So that was on a Friday. They said, here's your RMA slip. I packed everything up for them, sent it back to them on Monday. I got a call on Tuesday that said, hey, we took a look at your site. We found that something's not quite right with it. We're going to send you a replacement site. We're going to make things right for you. But due to the COVID-19, please give us a couple days as a delay. We're going to try and get it out by the end of the week. They actually did. So they sent the site out on Friday, and then I received it on Monday. And interestingly enough, they actually upgraded me from the Holosun 507C version 1 to the version 2. So that was really awesome. So overall, it's about a 10-day process. Amazing people, amazing to work with. Please be patient though. Understand that we're in the middle of a pandemic, so it's difficult to get a hold of them on the phone. So just be patient, and sometimes it may take a little bit of time to get an answer from an email, but they always reply. So I had a really great experience, about 10 days at max. So I'm going to go into the next part of this where we actually do a small review of the Holosun 507C. So stick around if you want to see the differences between the version 1, version 2, and see me kind of fumbling through messing with it. So let's go and unbox this Holosun 507C that was just sent to me. As you can see, they sent me the 507C version 2. Let's go ahead and get into the unboxing portion. So first thing we're going to do is remove this fancy paper. Get it off the box here. There we go. All right, let's see what's inside. And we have the instruction manual. First thing, we guarantee that we're going to read that one day. I promise. Go ahead and set that over to the side. And we also have a fancy screen wipe for when we get everything dirty after we're done. Oh, we also have silica gel packet to keep everything clean. And we have and we have our screws. Oh, hopefully these are the correct screws and not the ones I've had to cut down continually. I may have had these the whole time and not realized. That would be hilarious. Also, we have the tool here. This looks like they changed a lot from the version 1. I used to have the tool to open the battery compartment, which was kind of a pain. So I'm glad to see they changed that. So very exciting. And next we have the actual optic here, 507C version 2. So let's see what's different. As you can see, the buttons are now placed vertically instead of horizontally, which is nice. Oh, also, and we have the battery tray, which is now on the outside instead of having to unmount and remount the optic every time, which was getting to be a pain after using the optic a lot. We have the same Picatinny rail mount on the bottom. It looks like it's molded a little bit differently, but the same type of mount. Oh, there we go. And we just took that off. Not a big deal. We don't take that off. Look here, the bottom has been changed a little bit also. I was a little worried about it last time. Looked like water could have seeped through. Maybe that was just me. Nice solar array, just like the version 1. Very nice optic. Very excited to put that on the gun. So let's get into the stage where we go and install that battery. So the 507C version 2 actually uses a 1632 battery. And for the first part, we have to remove this small screw using the included tool. I will say this small screw concerns me a little bit, as I'm pretty sure I'm going to lose this very quickly. I'm hoping it's retained some way. No. Well, okay, well, we'll just buy more of those. I couldn't find a smart way to get this out either, so I just tapped it out. I guess that's the best way to do it. If you notice here, we can actually focus on it. The battery tray compartment actually marked with a plus. So unlike me, you can't screw this up like I did the first time. You flip it over and then you put it into the battery tray like so. And then we can go ahead and reinstall the entire assembly right into the side of the optic. Once again, then you install the small screw that you are bound to lose later. I really need to go ahead and order more. Sure. Oh, let me obscure your view real quick here. And hopefully I can get more, because I know me, I'm going to do that. I'll just put this slightly tight just to make sure I've got it working. So I messed this up originally, and I couldn't figure out how to get the optic to turn on. But I'd tell you what, it's 100% user error. I came back to it just a moment later, and then voila, everything was working perfectly. Just me. Everything they sent me was perfect. Here we have our 507C version 2, all working with the batteries installed and all good to go. Now we can just go ahead and install this on our gun. So for the first step, let's make sure to follow these instructions here. All right, remove the 2 screws shown in figure 6.1 and remove the rail mount. Interestingly, we already did that. Put on our slide clutter, our adapter plate, and then use the included screws. Here we are. Verify proper clearance and firearm function prior to use. This is super important. Make sure your screws actually fit before you try to put them in. As you can see here, these screws actually use the torque bit instead of the Allen key, which is a lot more useful. It was always a pain in the rear using the supplied Ghost Precision hardware because I could never find the right Allen key. Also, the supplied 507C hardware is the same length at 5/16 as the Ghost Precision screws, so now I don't have to cut anything anymore, which is fantastic. So let's go ahead and install this optic onto our slide. Now, I know this screw already has some Loctite on it because you can see it, but I'm going to add a little bit more because I'm not going to be removing this optic. So, good more, goes a long way. So put a little drop on the end there, and go ahead. Right, and wait, we'll forget that we didn't put our slide plate on, and we'll put it on backwards. Fix that real quick. All right, and then we'll go ahead and install our screw. We align all the screw holes. This needs to be tightened down to 15 inch-pounds. So go ahead and tighten both of these down, just finger tight, and then come back with the torque wrench after you're done. I go and install the first one pretty loosely, and then I put a little bit of Loctite on the second one, just on the end there. Install the screw on the screw tool, and then it installs nice and easily. Like before, I went ahead and just tightened it very loosely, and I came back at the end with the torque wrench, put everything down to 15 inch-pounds. And there you have it. Your optic is fully installed. I was really surprised how tight and secure this was, just like version 1. There's no wiggle, there was no wobble, really no problems with it. And here you can see the optic is working perfectly. So everything looks great. I'm super excited to take it out and check it out. They also had the included screen cleaner, so I went ahead and got that out so I could clean off all the garbage that my grubby hands left all over everything. So we'll go ahead and give this thing a quick wipe down, and then we'll head outside and check out that optic. Now, as you can see here, the 507C is quite bright in the daytime. One thing I will show you too is how much faster the version 2 versus the version 1 is in the auto light detection. It's almost instantaneous on the version 2. The version 1 was really good, but the version 2 I've noticed is significantly faster. Also, the glass clarity seems a lot nicer. On the version 1, I had a lot of weird imperfections all over my glass, which I just thought were reflections or something, and it's just a lot cleaner on the version 2. I was very happy with that and the way it turned out. Next, we'll go into the features of the optics. If you hold down the side on the minus button, you actually change the optics mode to a single dot. Now, I was really surprised because that single dot is actually pretty hard to track. It looks very easy on camera, but that thing is super bright here in the daytime. I can only imagine how hard that would be on a different optic to find right here on presentation. So it's definitely not my favorite mode, but I'm sure that would be the longest for battery saving. Now, if you hold down the minus button again, you can switch to the next mode, which is just the circle without the dot, and then you hold it one more time, and then you get the circle and the dot. That's my preferred method. It's just so much easier to see. Then if you hold the plus button on the side, you can change it from the automatic mode to the manual mode. And you can switch between the different brightness levels or knock it back down. Now, there's sometimes when you're going to want to have it in the manual brightness instead of the automatic. Now, if you're shooting from the same light area into the same light area, like dark to dark or light to light, it's not a problem. But if you shoot from a dark area into a light area, I do a bad job of showing it here, you can sometimes lose that optic because the optic isn't actually bright enough, or you'll lose it in the contrast. So it can be a good idea to leave it in manual at a good middle brightness level, because then you're always going to be good in every situation. Might be a little bit too bright, but that's the only issue. So overall, I want to say I'm super impressed with Holosun. I'm amazed how quickly they were able to diagnose the issues with my optic, how they wanted me to just send it in so they could make it right for me, and how quickly they turned around with it. And also, I'm super impressed with how much of an improvement the Holosun 507C version 2 really is over the version 1. So overall, I'm real happy. They definitely have my business. They have the business of my friends. So big salute out to them. If you're wondering whether or not that Holosun warranty is good enough for you, I tell you right now, go for it. I think my experience has proved it to you.